Hello and welcome to Meet the Sponsor, postPerspective's Fast Five. Today, that would be me, Dayna McCallum, and Miss postPerspective, Randi Altman. We are here to do a Fast Five with AJA's Bryce Button. Hello, Bryce.
Hello, good day. Did my fingers fall off?
It was a little Marvel universe. It's all good.
Yeah.
How are you doing? How have you been? We've missed seeing you.
Yeah, I've been missing everyone at these live events, and it's been a Zoom world for a while now, right? But all good. We've gotten through things. We've managed to keep all the staff employed. We're still putting great products out. We released quite a lot of stuff over this last year, and as most manufacturers, struggling a bit with some of the supply chain stuff, but that's the norm right now. We hope that all calms down in a few months.
We do.
But no, we've been getting a lot of lovely stuff out there in a range of fronts.
Perfect. Well, that's a lovely segue into our Fast Five format. So Randi and I are going to take turns asking you five-ish questions. You'll have 1 minute to answer. You can answer in less time, but not more time. And sorry, audience, but today I'm the buzzer because the buzzer's broken. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, Bryce Button from AJA. Are you ready to Fast Five?
Yeah, boy.
Okay, first question. Describe your company in 1 minute or less. Go.
AJA is a bridge building company. We try and join protocols. We try and bridge you from connectivity type to connectivity type. We move you from raster size to raster size, frame rates when that's desired. We help you acquire. We help you drive outputs to displays. We try and connect you whether you're close to each other, in other words, short HDMI cables, up to SDI cables. You really want to extend the length. We've got all the fiber stuff to 10 kilometers. And when that's just not all good enough, of course, we utilize the public internet, we utilize networking, and we have IP solutions. But the whole point is to literally get your piece of equipment to talk to each other and for you to be able to work remotely or right there on set next to each other. But the whole point is to empower creatives by making sure they've got the right equipment.
Beep.
Just made it.
So Bryce, can you tell me how AJA is focusing on HDR, high frame rate, and 4K workflows?
Absolutely. So we took a leading role with HDR a number of years ago. We took a joint approach looking at the standards that were emerging, and we also decided to partner with experts in the color space, which in our particular case was collaborating with ColorFront. And we put out the FSHDR originally for transforms. So key item is transforming either camera log sources or standard SDR sources, making sure that you get it into an HDR mode that represents your artistic vision, especially important for narrative pieces. And we've rolled that out across our products, whether they be high frame rate recording products like a Keeper Ultra 12G, whether it's even in a small little device like a TTAP Pro that you plug into your Thunderbolt 3 port.
10 seconds.
And yes, we ensure that we support everything up to 12-bit. So yeah, we care a lot about high raster, high quality imagery.
Beep. I go. Oh, my beeper won't. There it goes. Cancel. Well done again. Right on the button. Nicely done. Question 3, and you actually it's not even coming out of the blue because you gave us a lovely segue. The TTAP Pro is your latest release. So 2-part question. You still only have a minute. Why did you develop the TTAP Pro, and how is it different from TTAP, the original?
Absolutely. So TTAP Pro utilizes the latest connectivity in terms of Thunderbolt 3. It's designed to handle those higher frame rate raster size workflows, as Randi mentioned previously. So it's got 12G SDI for single cable compatibility with 4K, HDMI 2.0, up to 60p, and automated HDR recognition. So if you're an editor working on a timeline, you can set the control panel that drives the simply say recognize the HDR characteristics and signal the display quickly to make it all simple. Designed because a lot of workflows today are obviously file-based workflows. So there's a greater need to be on the monitoring side because files might have gone from file from camera to file into post, but you still need to monitor it and work with it at the same time. Second part of the question is, how does it differ from the original? It's a little bit bigger. It can handle 12-bit, highly sophisticated. And of course, the original TTAP goes back in terms of Thunderbolt connectivity, so not as compatible with the newer machines. So we needed to update that, but largely move the user into a tool set that's going to handle today's workflows in HD and these future workflows, and can work with streaming products and the rest. Beep.
And for the record, just to be completely honest with our studio audience, which there is none, I did give you a little bonus time because it was a two-part question. I felt it was only fair. So
thank you.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, next one. Get your buzzer ready, Dayna. It's going to be a good one. Okay, Bryce, workflows have changed during COVID. What do you see coming for post-COVID workflows?
Well, I think a lot of what we've learned during this time period was a bit of an acceleration of trends that were already in place. IP has become a big part of everyone's working lives. Working remotely has always had a bit of an economic drive behind it anyway, if you don't have to transport crew everywhere. The emergence of SRT as a secure, reliable transport mechanism over the public internet has opened up a lot of stuff like we have with our Bridge Live products. And then we've consciously built in remote control into the majority of our higher end products for a long time, so that they can literally be controlled from anywhere on the planet, wherever you might have put the actual unit. So we have seen obviously a huge growth. We've sold thousands and thousands of our little UTAPs, which are USB connectors to bring in HDMI, SDI sources into everything like Zoom. So we've been on a long path there, and people have embraced it.
Good wrap up. Good wrap up. And now it is time for question 5. Officially and formally, obviously, our final question, maybe. Bryce,
Yes.
AJA ubiquitous. I mean, it really is ubiquitous in our business. But there's always more to learn. So can you tell us 3 things, not 1, not 2, but 3 things people should know about AJA that they might have forgotten, they might not have known? Go.
All right. So AJA is pronounced AJA. You can say aha. You can say everything else you want. But it's actually named after the.
Thank you. I'm giving you bonus time just so I can say thank you for making that number 1.
So that's our owner's son's initials is where that all comes from. So that's one thing you might not have known. We've been going almost 30 years now, although it still feels like a very fresh company every day. We also care a lot about education in the sense of we all learn together. We've got a ton of experts, of course, highly qualified engineering teams, but even they are all learning all day long, right? So we see education as being a key thing, which is why we love working with partners like yourselves. But it's also led to something we've done with the website, and that is we've been expanding solution pages for the last number of years. So even if you're not going to buy a particular AJA product at this moment in time, it's worth visiting aja.com, looking at the solution pages, learning more about HDR and IP and remote workflows and fiber and 12G SDI. We think that'll enhance your understanding as you look at equipment regardless of vendor.
Beep. Well done. You got the website in there. Nicely done, Bryce. And just in case, I'm just going to reiterate it. It's AJA, people, and it's named after the owner's children's son, did you say?
Yeah, son's initials.
Ah, okay. Okay, good to know. We have learned today. It was beyond the good product news.
Yes.
Randi, are we done with Bryce?
No, we're not. So Bryce, South African pudding, what is it and why should we eat it?
Well, there are a number of puddings. So the question is, are you talking about a tapioca type pudding? Are you talking about some of our weird upside down type cake things?
I think it's the weird upside down cake thing.
Which might include some rum, especially if my mom's making it.
Well, that explains why you'd eat it. I mean, I think that's the answer.
It's true. That's encouragement enough.
Yeah,
Right
rum
there.
and raisins. Another popular one is what was a bowl of jelly, basically as a base, with layers of graham crackers. Again, alcohol somehow makes its way into that mix.
Yes.
Seems to be a South African theme. Berries, fruits, cake layers, and way too much cream at the top. And yeah, it's designed to knock you out on a Sunday afternoon. I think some moms can just have a quiet few hours post-lunch. It works pretty well.
It's all very complicated, though. There's lots of layers and ingredients. It's not a basic recipe. And I do have a story about South African pudding that we well, I'll share it with you. So my son was in 3rd grade. There was International Day. We were all assigned a different sort of international food. I was assigned South African pudding, cake, and I took it very seriously. Incredibly seriously. It was ingredients I didn't work with before. I'm not a baker. It went on until past midnight. I lost the chair in the process because there was some batter that was hot and it fell on upholstery and it just like evaporated the upholstery. So this went on. It was very stressful. Go to the class the next day. Yeah, lost the chair. Go to the class the next day. And there's a woman, she made empanadas. There was another woman. She walked in with Chinese takeout and I almost lost my mind. Like my husband had to like grab my arm and keep me from approaching the woman that took in the Chinese takeout, knowing all I had been through the night before, including the chair loss. So South African pudding and I have a complicated background.
Well, then I've got a South African pudding to recommend for the next time. It's called melk tart, which is Afrikaans, which is basically a milk tart. And that should be a lot simpler. Think of it as kind of a lighter variation on a cheesecake.
Well, that sounds lovely and not dangerous in any way.
Much safer. Much safer.
I've learned I'm now very interested in South African desserts and need to be exploring this at my local South African restaurant, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's all good. And then if you want a South African appetizer, you can never go wrong with a bag of biltong, otherwise known as jerky around here, except that it's flavored differently.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can not buy it in the States. I believe the brand Stryker sells it. Good for a flight, that kind of thing, as you start traveling again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Oh, yes.
Traveling again.
Yes.
I think congratulations, Bryce. You made it through the Fast Five with flying colors. We learned product news. We learned the very important it is AJA news. And I think we all learned more, with the exception of any South Africans in our audience. I think we all learned more about South African desserts and puddings than we knew when we started.
I love it. This has been a bag of fun. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Bryce. And thank you, everybody, for watching us and putting up with the fun. Hope you learned something and enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.